Hey everybody, welcome back to Nikki T Live. I'm your host Nick Taylor, and today I'm hanging out with Jacob MG Evans. I don't know if do you usually say MG when when you say your name, your full name, or do you just say Jacob? Or I should have
Uh,
asked you that before we started.
no, it's fine. I use this as like my handle across like all my socials and like even like
Okay,
GitHub and stuff. So you use this as a reference if you're trying to find me anywhere, but you can just refer to me as Jacob.
cool, cool. All right, so we're hanging out with Jacob. For folks who might not know who you are, Jacob, you mind just kind of giving a little TLDR of who Jacob is and what you've been up to? I don't know. Do you enjoy
uh,
long walks on the beach? I don't know.
I enjoy long walks. I actually do a lot of hiking. I
Okay.
started a thing that actually Nick frequents as well, which is Code in Life. It's just a Twitter space that I have been doing for like 3+ years now.
Hmm.
Um,
That's cool.
Theo's been co-hosting for at least two and a half of that. Um, and that is I actually walk. Not everybody knows this, especially new people, but I actually walk the entire time I'm doing those. I'm usually like
Okay.
hiking through neighborhoods, or even just a hike when I'm in the middle of those cone lights.
Okay. I knew I knew you did some hiking. I didn't know you were like literally the whole time. Usually when I'm out actually on those, I'm usually walking to or like I'll walk to a park and then I'll just sit down on a bench for a bit sometimes. But yeah, because it's yeah, I don't know. I usually it's kind of like later in the day for me, so I usually try to go for a long walk in the evening. So it's
Yeah,
and that's usually when you catch me on a if I'm on a Twitter space, unless it's like a work one in the daytime, it's usually because I'm out for a walk probably. So
exactly. No, and that's the thing is like I'll average like 3 or 4 miles per Twitter space.
okay, okay.
It's a weird
Yeah,
metric,
yeah.
by the way.
Hey, no, that's good though. You're moving. You're moving as the kids say, go touch grass or go touch pavement at least or
Yeah.
are you good? Are you hiking in the mountains or are you just like hiking in the neighborhood? Like, because I can't remember. You're in Texas, aren't you? Or
No, no, I moved recently. I'm in Washington State
okay,
now, so I'm up in the woods and the mountains again. But it depends if if I can find a good location that has reception and stuff.
yeah,
I'll do them there. I usually am in the nearby neighborhoods and stuff, but yeah, it really just depends.
okay, okay, gotcha, gotcha. Cool, cool, cool. Well, I know. I'm trying to remember. Like, you work at Clerk now, so if folks want to check that out, clerk.com. We're gonna dig
Yeah.
into this today, and I'm sure we'll go on some tangents too. But I know you were. I knew you more so when you were at Cloudflare, but I can't remember when did you move over to Clerk? Was it last fall or last summer? I can't remember. It.
No, it was actually last winter.
Oh,
Probably
okay,
close.
so
I would
it's been
say
a minute.
closer. Yeah, closer to September, December timeframe.
Okay.
I'd been at Cloudflare for like 3 years. Most of that was on the Cloudflare workers team,
Mm-hmm.
which honestly still love that team. Still love the company. It's great.
Yeah.
Uh, uh, that workers team was a great place to. I miss a lot of the people that I worked with there. It was a cool place.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah. No, it's no, that's cool. Yeah, like I kind of knew Sunil. I know he's not there anymore now. Well, he's back now, I think.
He's
Not
back
on the
now.
workers. Yeah, I don't think he's on the workers team because like obviously there's Party Kit, so like they acquired it. But I'm not
Yeah,
sure where he sits
he
now
works. He
exactly.
works. I would say he works pretty closely with the. So workers technically falls under Dane Necht in Cloudflare,
Okay.
who runs emerging technology.
Okay.
Um, and so Party Kit probably falls somewhere under Dane Necht, I would guess.
Okay.
And most likely Sunil works closely with the workers team is my assumption since a lot of underlying infrastructure for Party Kit is workers
Okay.
related,
Okay. Okay. Gotcha. Gotcha. Cool. Cool.
or at
Cool.
least durable
Uh,
objects. I know that.
okay. Yeah. All right, cool. What am I doing here? Okay, cool. Yeah, and so you started over at Clerk, like you said, September-ish, and
Mhm.
you're working. You're under developer relations, or you're DX, right? With under
Yep.
Demetrius, is that right? Okay.
That's correct. Yeah, yeah. So according to some people, I have no longer know how to code because I
Oh, okay.
joined developer relations. That was like a big thing when when I was like in conversations on Twitter and stuff. People would see my new name tag and they're just like, "Well, you don't even know anything about code." I'm like, "You should look at my
Yeah.
previous employer work." So
Yeah,
I
exactly.
I personally think that it's a terrible stereotype in the first place that
Hmm.
people, I don't know where it probably got created due to unfortunate perceptions from other companies that were, doing more marketing and hiring more
Yeah.
marketing and as developer relations. Whereas like the focus I personally see a lot of and I fall under is more developer relations, focused on developer experience, focused on like helping developers with like actually using the products and helping them with their code and helping build tools to use the products. Anything from
Yeah.
like for instance, Jeff Escalante
Hmm.
at Clerk. He created
Yeah.
a CLI for the migration from Core 1 to Core 2.
Oh, that's cool.
Great, yeah, great tool, very helpful. Um, I know that Roy Anger recently, well, not so recently, but he created started working on his own like trickle migration for
Okay.
getting people from other like say like Nextauth or Auth0 or whatever it may be, trying to help them with their migration to Clerk as well.
Okay. Yeah, no, that's pretty cool because like obviously like you want to have people come over to Clerk, but when the migration path is a little like rough, it's kind of nice to have tools like that ease, the transition, because like obviously you could probably do it without a migration tool like that, but it would be tedious and probably something that they would have to do, or maybe they do it with your team, but it's super cool that they've got, you've got some tools there that handles that stuff, and that definitely falls under, I think, like developer experience too, like it provides a better like, not to sound like saying the obvious, but you're providing a better experience for the developers by having talked to them, probably. Like, I'm sure somebody at some point said like, man, it's a pain in the ass to move from Okta to Clerk, if only there was a tool or something, so that's cool. Yeah. So, uh, I guess like you're saying, like to kind of get away from the stereotype. Like, I mean, I know you can code too. Like, what's kind of like your, we're gonna dig into some Clerk stuff, but I'm curious, like, kind of what's your day to day roughly. Like, you're obviously, at some conferences and stuff sometimes. Like, we saw each other at React Miami recently, but
Yeah.
like you said, you still know how to code. You're educating people there, so like, yeah, I guess kind of not necessarily day to day, but like kind of some typical stuff you're usually doing with either devs in the space or clients.
Yeah. So, I mean, one example is we provide a lot of hands-on support in the Clark Discord.
Okay.
We're also trying to build out a community. That's another thing that I'm very passionate about, very knowledgeable about, and
Hmm.
so trying to bring more of that human element to the company inside the Discord,
Okay.
as well as providing like just that coding expertise, right?
Yeah.
Um, and the cool part about that is like the more you build out those types of communities, the more you end up with like these like community champions, right? That
Hmm.
some like in, for instance, in Cloudflare, and I'm starting to see it at Clerk now too. They, as you foster that relationship, those
Yeah.
individuals end up being some of the most knowledgeable domain experts in your product.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
um, and so that becomes invaluable as well. But yeah, I mean that's part of it. Me and Roy been working on sub products to actually help that are using Clerk to help
Okay.
with the Discord itself. So doing stuff in
Oh,
Discord as well
nice.
as helping people out. Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's something. I have my own Discord, and like we have a Discord or open source, and I think most companies typically have one now. I know some still use Slack to some degree, but I know Dom, your coworker, has all kinds of thoughts on this, but he's like use Discord, um, and I think they have better moderation tools. To be honest, I kind of wish there was like somebody made a baby between Discord and Slack, because like sometimes I like the Slack UI better, but the moderation in Discord is way better and stuff, and it's I don't know. There's could go in a whole rabbit hole on Discord, but that
Yeah.
but but yeah, no, it's that's cool though. You got the community growing there and stuff, and yeah, I know like a lot of projects. Like when I was at Netlify, like a lot of the frameworks teams they all have Discords now. People have questions and stuff, and it's yeah, building community takes time though. That's the thing. It's like I think I think some people think like, okay, like naive approach is like, okay, we created a Discord, everybody come in, and it's like, and then it's like crickets, because they just kind of think like, oh, that's all you need to do. But it's like, I know having worked at Dev 2, like even though I was doing engineering there, like we were working with the community a lot because it's all open source, and it takes a lot to build a community, and
Yeah.
and and also gaining that trust and stuff, and then you can lose that trust instantly by just a couple bad things, so it's like it's not easy, but it's definitely worth it if you can make it work though.
Yeah. Yeah. 100%. It's 100 miles to gain that trust, and it's one misstep to
Yeah,
lose it all.
yeah, 100%, man. Cool, cool, cool. All right, so why don't we talk a bit about Clerk? So for folks who might not even know what Clerk is, I don't know if you can kind of give maybe a elevator pitch or like a 1 minuter of like what Clerk is and what the product does, or the suite of products does.
Yeah. Um, I mean, the quick TLDR is it's a kind of like a user management all in one platform, right?
Okay.
And that includes obviously the auth and authorization, right? Authentication, authorization, but like managing your users so that you can have things like user profiles and admin dashboard and all these other things that take months, if not longer, to build out, are just
Yeah.
available out of the box. Um,
Okay.
yeah. So that being said, it's one of those things where if you are a startup that is looking to build something just like real quick, and you don't have like you don't want to waste time on, say, like building another login page.
Yeah.
Clerk is phenomenal for that.
No, that's awesome. Yeah, and it's I I haven't used it in a like professional context yet. I've kind of dabbled with it a bit, but I think one of the cool things about it is like you were saying, like just being able to get up and running pretty quickly. Like you can obviously, and we'll probably touch on this too. There's a new feature called Elements that's in beta, but uh, I just like that it's got a lot out of the box. So like you've got the user management, but then you've got the UI for the login and some other pages where or like components that you can just drop in right away, which is super nice because like a lot of times some products will have like, okay, you can connect to the APIs and stuff, and there's good documentation about it, but you still have to do that work, like, okay, got to create my login page, got to do all this and stuff. So I think it's kind of nice having that out of the box, which is I don't I personally haven't seen other like similar companies do that, or at least I'm not aware of it.
Yeah, no, Clerk definitely started pioneering this. It was a bit of a I would say creation out of necessity from our founders, who
Mhm.
were essentially they were trying to find the next idea for a startup, and they were
Mhm.
building things. And what they kept doing was they kept building various you know web apps, and every
Yeah.
time they had to rebuild that login page and re-roll the auth, and they came, you know, kept getting the pain points with auth zero and re-rolling that auth in the user management. And so they ended up creating something to help them um, kind of uh, bootstrap these startup ideas that they were having
Okay.
faster. And then they realized that was the idea. That was the startup
Okay.
idea.
Gotcha. Gotcha. Yeah. No, that's cool. That's cool. And yeah, I think they've been around for a few years now because I can't remember how long they've been around. At least a few years, maybe four.
I believe late 2017, early 2018, I think is around the
Okay,
time
even
frame.
okay that early. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. 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 Awesome. Cool. Cool. Well, why don't we? I'll switch this over just to pairing view here. You should be able to see this, Jacob. There should be a shared screen that you should be able to see. I don't know if you can. Just
Yep.
let me know if you don't see that. But okay, cool. So yeah, so I dropped a link to Clerk if anybody wants to check that out. So if we want to get up and running to get started, like we kind of talked about this before the stream. We'll definitely dig into the elements feature that's in beta, but I guess it'd be kind of nice to just maybe go through. We can literally go through the tutorial just to get kind of set up. I think just to show folks like just the experience of getting set up with Clerk. I think we
Yeah.
talked about like I know you support multiple frameworks. I think we said like we'll just go with Next.js for now, but I can't remember all the frameworks you support.
Oh,
I
there's a
know you
bunch.
have yeah. I think Remix is supported now. Is that correct or
Yeah,
do I have
yeah, and
that right? Okay.
we're actually also working with Ryan Florence to improve the remix clerk
Oh, cool.
integration story as
Nice.
well.
Okay, cool. Yeah, and I know as well, just from reading a bit, say your particular framework isn't supported, there's still the JavaScript SDK, so you can still like if there's not support for your favorite framework of the week potentially, you can still tap into the JavaScript SDK. But okay, cool.
Yeah,
Um,
fun
all right.
story is most of those SDKs, if not all of them, are built on that.
Yeah, okay. Like that makes kind of sense. Okay, I'll just zoom in here a bit. So I just went to the dots here. So I guess should we just jump into quick starts or where should we head to?
Yeah, so you could go to the quick. I wouldn't say quick starts. There should be the. Oh no, it is quick starts. Yeah, the quick starts there.
Okay, cool.
The screen is tiny,
All right.
and then
Yeah,
Next.js.
here.
No,
Okay.
it's okay. That works too. I was
Yeah,
just
just I'm zooming in for you.
thanks. So you have
Okay.
the Next.js one there.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Okay, and I see, yeah, so you got Remix, Gatsby. Oh, you even got Redwood and oh, I didn't realize you have Expo as well. That's cool for
Expo is currently also getting a revamp by Demetrius.
okay. Oh,
Yeah.
okay, cool. Yeah, I'm gonna be. I haven't really done any React Native myself, aside from like just setting up Expo, with like a Hello World kind of thing. But I'm gonna be building something on stream on another channel where I do kind of like a guest stream and gonna be digging into that. So if I need auth, I might end up pulling into that there. So
Nice.
okay, cool. All right, so. Yeah, so it's saying here, so we got to install the Clerk Next.js package and
Well, it
set up
says
the
before
download.
you start, have you done
Oh
these two
yeah.
things?
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, that's right. Yeah, okay.
Yeah. We
Let's do that.
that's why we put it there.
Yeah, 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 yeah. And side note, I appreciate your sarcasm. I'm pretty sarcastic too. Okay, cool. All right, so I'm pretty sure I have a Clerk account. So let's go to the dashboard. Okay, so this is nice, can sign it. And side note, but I'm assuming or I hope Clerk is built with Clerk for
Yes.
login. Okay,
Yes.
that'd be kind
Absolutely.
that'd be kind of funny if you're like, yeah, so we use Okta.
No, funny story is it is just a fully bootstrapped operation.
Okay. Okay, cool. So, okay, oh, wait, let me go back to one step there because I think I missed something. So, okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and create an application here.
Yep.
And okay, so this looks like, okay, so this is a sign-in component that we're gonna build, and it's got some defaults here. So like these are the different ways you can sign in, I imagine.
Yeah. So if you want, you can just click a couple of those toggles right now.
Okay, let's
GitHub.
throw in a
There you go, and it
GitHub. Why
pops up on
not?
the right side there.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, I didn't even, oh, that's nice. Okay, cool, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, cool. So this nice. You can put social login. Hey, let's
Yep.
put LinkedIn. Why not? Does anybody log into apps with LinkedIn? I don't know.
I had never done that. No.
Yeah, yeah. Maybe that was a bad move. Sorry, LinkedIn. Okay, cool, cool.
I mean, people asked for it. That's why it's there.
Oh yeah, yeah, no, it's nice. So like, and I like the fact that you get like this preview of it. It's like showing what, and
Mm.
obviously this is the default login screen. Like you can customize this, and we'll talk about that later, I guess. But
Yeah, well, this one, so this one is going to be the built-in one that's like hosted by. There's two options. We have like the hosted version and then the not hosted version.
okay,
But there's also beyond those is beyond the built-ins is the custom flow, and then we'll get to elements like you said later.
okay, cool.
We won't get into custom flows because that's a whole like day
Okay.
of
Oh,
us
okay, okay,
coding together. Yeah.
okay. Maybe for another stream.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Cool, cool. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead create the application. Oh, got to give it a name, so we'll just say stream with Jacob. All right, cool. All right, so that brought us to here. So it says you're just a couple steps away from your first user. So, all right, so this is where we can choose the different frameworks or the JavaScript SDK. So we're gonna go ahead with the Next.js one, I guess. So let me just move this over, and I'm just gonna do create a new Next.js app. Create.
There you go.
What is it?
That was the
What
other.
is it?
That was the other before you start.
Yeah, yeah. Let me go back here. Boom. See, I'm just not following directions here. I'm being terrible here right now. Where was it? Okay, create an Next.js application. There we go. Cool. All right, so let's come here and let's set that up. And I'm sure people ask this question all the time, but I imagine it supports the pages and app router.
Yes. I personally encourage people to use App Router as well.
Okay, cool. I haven't done much myself with app router yet. I know how it works, but who knows? We'll be doing this. We'll be doing this live. I'll be learning a bit more app router today, I guess. All right. Yes, we'll use Tailwind. Source directory, sure. Or no. Okay, cool. App router, yes. Import as. I'll just take all the defaults. Okay. While that's installing. Okay, so we can close this and then we come back. Okay. Let's go back to setup clerk. We did that. I already signed in. Okay, so let's just let the Next.js app install. I probably should have done that first, but okay. So we got the app installed here, and I'm gonna go ahead and just copy the command here to install the Clerk Next.js package.
Yep.
Let's see here. Let's change. Actually, it would help if I switched
Yeah, you got to
the
go on the product. Yep.
okay code. Little tip I always mention: if you want to open up VS Code in the same window, you put a -r, and it just opens it up in the same window. That's my little tip I always like to say. Okay,
Good one.
cool. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and install the Clerk Nextjs package here, and then well, that's just okay. That's installed. Okay, so the next thing I need to do is go and add these to your environment.local. Okay.
That is a secret key.
Yeah, so I will switch us temporarily to just regular view. Give me 1 sec here.
This hidden screen is brought to you by Clerk.
Yeah, totally. Okay, cool. Side note, but it's nice that you in the I'll bring us back here now. Did I close that? Yeah, okay. Side note, but I really like that in the docs it has the context of the current application. So when I go
Oh
to
yeah.
copy it, that's kind of nice because normally it's usually like here's an example and blah blah blah. Then you go get your keys on another screen. So that's pretty nice.
Yeah, we have a great
Okay,
docs
cool.
team. I'm super stoked on the progress that they've been making on revamping and continuously improving the docs, and it's like little UX DX things like that make a huge difference. It's like the
Yeah,
reverse of
no,
the
totally.
1,000 paper cuts.
Yeah, exactly. All right, cool. Let's see what it says here now. So just gonna make this a bit bigger. Okay, so now we got to go to the layout and we're gonna wrap it with the clerk provider. So let's just grab that and come back here and let's add that import. Okay, and there. Okay, so we just wrap this around the main thing. Okay, cool. So we've got that saved, and let's see what's next. Okay, so we got our middleware TS, and okay, so when we add this to the middleware, yeah, it doesn't exist. Okay, hold on a sec.
Yeah, the middleware has to be at the root,
Yeah.
wherever like your uh, app or pages router is going to exist.
Okay.
That's just a Next.js thing. So like if you had a source directory, it would live inside the source directory with the app or pages directory.
Okay. Cool. All right. It seems to be. I don't know if this is just the type's not finding it, but it says okay. It's the type declaration for that missing. So that doesn't mean it doesn't work. That's just maybe there's a TypeScript type missing. Okay, so now it says to run npm run dev. And let's go see what we got here. Boom. All right, so it's just compiling.
Yeah. One thing you can do to see if it's working is go to your uh, like your your page for your root layout.
Okay, hold on a sec. What do we got here? No, we don't need go. So you want me to just head to just well the roots that you want me to hit layout.tsx, you mean? Or
Oh no, there should be the page.tsx for that layout
yeah. Yeah,
right
because
next to it.
that's directly in the app though. Because if it, whoops, that's not what I wanted. Why is it doing that?
There you go, that one.
Okay.
Yeah, and so you can either keep all this Next.js stuff, or you can get rid of a bunch of it. But what you can do is add the uh, the sign in component
Oh, okay,
and the
gotcha.
user profile component.
Okay, let's just add this. Or actually, I can put it right in the main, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Let's do sign in. Let's auto import that. Do I need to pass any props, or is it good just like that? I guess.
That's it. We're also
All
going to
right.
do another thing afterwards that will you'll be like, oh, okay, this is cool.
Okay, cool. What did I do wrong?
So what is it? What is
Cannot.
it saying for you?
Yeah. Okay. So cannot render. Oh yeah,
Yep.
the user. It's because I'm not signed in. Okay, that makes sense. Okay, so let's just. I guess what's
So
the
check now. Check
property
this
with
out.
the
You
type?
ready? Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
hold on. Don't get ahead of me. So check this out. There's two
Okay.
other components that you can get in, which is signed in and signed out, and they're called control components, which we give you.
Okay.
And so you're going to
Cool.
wrap sign in in signed out.
Oh, okay, yeah, I gotcha.
Yeah.
That makes sense because yeah, okay, no, that totally makes sense.
And then
Okay, so
signed
this
in
nice.
around the user profile.
Okay, cool. What did I miss? Clerk auth was called, but clerk can't detect usage of clerk middleware. Is that because
That might be
I'm
where the middleware is. You want to check the middleware?
yeah, okay, so let's see here. Should be in the root, I think. Oh, it's not. Where is my middle? Oh, shit, I didn't save it. That's why. There we go.
Yeah, I'll do it.
Okay,
There
cool.
you go.
All right, so boom, here we are. Okay, so I'm not signed in right now, so just I really like that you have those wrapper components like that for if we come back to the page here.
Yeah.
Because like normally it gets rid of all that Boolean logic, is signed in, do this, otherwise do that. So this is really nice. Like, okay, cool.
So
So I'm gonna log in. Yeah.
those really represent as well the same thing that the user profile and the sign in components represent, which is like this DX in a component philosophy that is really important in Clerk. So
Okay.
yeah, you could do that logic 100%. You started creating the curly braces. You were getting ready to create that ternary probably.
Yeah. Guilty as
Yeah, we
charged.
handle it.
Yeah, no, that's super nice. Okay, cool. I'm just taking a bit of stuff out of the page here because we don't need it. Let's just
Right.
save
Yeah.
that. Okay,
Looks
cool.
great. Love that gray.
Yeah. All right, so I'm gonna log in. So I get logged in. Obviously, first time I'm logging in with GitHub, so I'm gonna allow Clerk to use my GitHub. Okay. Um,
Didn't like that.
I'm no, I'm logged in, but it's looking for. I can't zoom in the URL, but it's looking for a callback. It's looking for this. I don't know if you can see that. Let's see. Maybe I didn't set something up. Because if I come back here.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Let's try the Google one as well. See if that also
Okay.
gives you the same error.
Okay, gotcha. It could be.
Yeah, it's the same one. Okay.
Okay. Um.
That could be because we don't have your ENV set up. So
Oh,
um
okay.
yeah. So if you go um back to the setup instructions, I think for quick start, I don't think it mentioned anything about the ENV, right?
I don't think so. Let's go back to get started. Okay, I copied the clerk's secret key and stuff.
Yeah.
Then we did that. We did the middleware, run dev.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Well, we'll have to set up the ENV anyways for elements. So let's
Okay.
there's going to be two env variables for redirecting after you sign in.
Okay.
There's like the fallback and then the forced.
Okay.
I don't remember the whole name of it, but let me see if I can find that in the docs real quick too.
Yeah. So if we look in here, let's see. Webhooks, API keys, domains. Yeah. Let me see. SSO callback. Let me just make sure. I mean, I'm just gonna double check my environment variables are there, but they should be. I'll just let me do a quick check. I'll switch us back to the other view for a sec.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? No, it's 100% me, I think, because I don't see. Oh no, it's there. No, the env is there.
No, yeah. So we're looking for there should be some redirect variables that we're going to need anyways for elements.
Okay.
When we set that up, and let me Let me see if I can just pull those real quick.
Okay.
So,
Cool. And then env.local. Well, it knows it's my app because it said Jacob for the login. So
yeah.
come back here. Let me go back to localhost. Hey, what's going on, B1 Mine? Oh, I'm a lot more quiet compared to Jacob. That's interesting. Let me see. Let me see if I can bump up my volume. It should be pretty much up. Not sure why that is. Oh, you know what it is? It might be wrong mic. No, it's the right mic, Brent. So I'm not sure. Anyways, great to see you. I'll bring my mic closer to me. Maybe it's that. But yeah, let's see here. I wonder. Let's see here. Sign in. I'm gonna just restart the dev server just to see.
Yeah. I also added in the messages on this platform.
Okay.
So it's like it won't be that / protected. That's just from my little side project. But this is
Okay, gotcha.
it's gonna be the next public sign in force redirect URL.
Okay, let me just pop those in. Okay, so there's two of them. So okay, so / protect. I should. What should I put for the redirect? He said.
Just
Uh,
/ yeah.
okay, for both. Okay, gotcha. Cool. All right, let me save that and let's come back here.
Yeah, I'm guessing it's because we're trying to do everything on one route right now.
Okay, gotcha. Okay, cool. Let's come back here and let's start over. I'm just gonna clear my whole site data just to all right. Okay, so what's next complaint? It says the sign-in component is not configured correctly. The / route is not a catch-all route. Okay, so it's what you're saying. Is there something? So this is just a next. Well, this is actually a clerk error, I guess, being surfaced. But
Yeah, I'm not seeing anything right now.
oh shoot, did I not switch back to coding view? Sorry. Here you go. Yeah. So yeah, it's saying it's not configured correctly. The most likely reasons are the / route is not a catch-all route. It is
Yeah.
recommended. Okay.
So what we do here now is you can create this, and this is when like you create your own custom sign-in page, which we're working towards now, anyways.
Okay.
And so you create like a another directory that's like
Okay. What do you want to call it?
it would be sign /in,
Okay.
and then you're going to create another directory in there,
Okay.
and it's going to be square bracket sign -in square bracket, and then you're going to put
Okay.
a page.tsx inside of that directory.
Okay. Cool. I'm trying to remember. I know that's a file routing convention. I don't know what that new syntax is though. What does that mean? The for the route matching, the square bracket ones with the ...
Yeah, so that's the catch-all for Nextjs routing.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
All right, nice. Okay, cool. So in
Yeah.
here we can just put whatever in the page for now, I guess.
Yeah. Well, we can actually move on to elements because the other routing stuff that we were doing, like if we wanted to get that to work, we can. That's mainly just an error because we're trying to do everything on one page right now with it not set up to do that.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, but ideally, it normally will just like you normally can just set this up with your basic user component, user profile, all the sign-in component, all that, and you should just be able to sign in like that. But for the sake of time, we can move on to the uh,
Yeah.
elements as
No.
well.
Cool. No, that sounds good. Cool, cool. Yeah. But also, side note, but helpful message. I ignored the message when it popped up. I didn't see it. You know, it was the little Next.js red little message in the bottom left there. So that's my bad for not seeing that. Okay. So if we keep moving on, where should we head to next?
Yeah, so there's a elements beta section in docs.
Okay. So let me zoom down a bit here because it's a little too big for me to see here. So let's go to the docs, clerk, docs. Okay. Um, I guess
Right
I'll
there.
just look here. Oh,
No, yeah. Scroll down, and there'll be blue beta next to
oh
it.
yeah. Okay. Cool. All right. Awesome. Let me just drop this in the chat for people. There. 2 seconds. Boom. Let's pop it over here. Hey, Dom says hey on Twitter. Hey, you're beautiful too, Dom. Good to see you, my man. Okay, so yeah, I guess yeah. So let's kind of dig into. So what are Clerk Elements, even though they're in beta right now?
Yeah. So there was um, basically two options with Clerk before. One was you bought into our just let Clerk take the wheel, right? Just
Okay.
like use our built-in components and did things the Clerk way.
Yeah.
If you needed to do things your way, but you really still wanted to use Clerk for all the user management features because they're good, they really are.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, then you had to use custom flows, which was kind of an ejection situation where you're using our hooks and our API and stuff like that. But it was,
Oh, okay.
you were definitely building things a lot more from scratch, right?
Okay. Okay.
Elements is a nice, like, kind of in between. You still have these very nice Clerk components that have a lot of the API and hook behavior kind of abstracted away from you, but
Okay.
it's inside of more modular or sorry, not modular, more composable components that are
Okay.
very explicitly named because they use React subcomponent patterns. So you're
Okay.
able to see, like, okay, this is the root, right, subcomponent. So that means things have to be inside of that. And the
Mm-hmm.
thing about React subcomponents is you have to structure them the way that they are supposed to be structured, or they just don't work.
Okay.
And so that's like people can't really. It's harder for them to foot gun themselves by misconfiguring um, where, like, this Clerk element goes versus this Clerk element, because it just won't work
Okay.
in a React subcomponent.
Okay. Gotcha. Cool. So yeah, so it says it's component first, unstyled with a little bit of magic. So yeah, I guess that's always the trade-off, right? Between like built-in components, you know, and
Mhm.
like I just want to get up and running versus this is good, but like I can't change anything. So this seems like a nice middle ground. Cool,
Exactly.
cool.
And that's uh I would say people were asking for something like this a lot,
Okay.
and it took a while to kind of for the idea to kind of come to fruition, um, in the way that like the Clerk way, right?
Okay.
Because we want there to still be a great developer experience, even if we're taking away the um, the built-in component aspect of the
Okay.
developer experience. We still want there to be like a really great developer experience as well.
Okay. Cool. Cool. Nice. All right. So it says getting started. So yeah, and I guess a question about this is, are Clerk elements supported in all the current frameworks, or is this something that requires app router or like React server components? Like even if you're not using, like, do you need the? I guess yeah. Do you need a React server component enabled framework to use it,
No, I mean,
or
you don't need React server components. You do need React.
yeah?
Uh, I don't know if that's like going to be uh, a thing where it's like we package React for you with it
Okay.
in other situations, but as of right now, like it will work for sure in Next.js. It will work for sure in um, React. It will work for sure in other React meta frameworks as well.
Okay. Cool. 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 All right. So I just copied the command. So we need to install the Clerk Elements. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. And while that's just loading up,
Yeah.
um,
And for everybody else, if you do find a problem, it's in beta, please report it so we can fix it.
yeah, no, for sure. It says if your project uses TypeScript, make sure that module resolution in tsconfig is set to bundler. I can't remember if that's what the default is in Next.js.
Pretty sure it is.
Uh, yeah, I feel like it is too. Um, yeah, cool,
Yeah, bundler. Yep.
cool, nice. All right,
Like
cool.
the new fancy way of doing it.
Yeah, yeah. All right, cool. So that's installed now. So I guess what are the next steps now? Should we just follow one of these tutorials here, or
So my one of my suggestions is let's go to the sign in examples because
okay?
we've already created a sign in custom route, right? We already
Yeah.
it's empty, but we've created it. And
Okay.
the cool part is you could just scroll down. There's a nice one that I like to use because it's straight to the point. You just keep scrolling, keep scrolling, keep scrolling.
Okay.
Right there. So this
Okay.
one is nice because it's basically sign in or sign up. You can just do them both in one.
Okay. Gotcha.
Yeah,
Cool. All right. So let's pop that in. Okay.
yeah. So what
All
we're
right.
gonna have to do as well is um you're gonna need your let's see it's gonna be the same. So just try this, see if that works. Um, oh, that's right. We got to use this.
Okay.
Those are going to be the environment variables. So you have to have a environment variable to tell Clerk that you're using this custom sign-in route,
Okay.
so that it knows, like, okay, we're not using the built-in because the built-in is supposed to handle that for you. And so you got next public clerk sign in URL and next public clerk sign up URL. We're just going to point them both to sign in route since they're
Okay.
both. It's just OAuth.
Okay. Gotcha. All right. Let me, instead of switching screens, I'm just gonna drag my terminal off screen for a second. I'll just modify the local env. Okay. Okay. So yeah. So that's the next public clerk sign in URL, and it's the slash sign in. Okay, that's good. All right. Let's bring that back. Boom. Cool.
All right.
Okay. So we've
So,
got that set. Okay.
yep. We're going to go back to that page where you had that sign in button. And we're going to get rid of the sign in button from just signed
Okay.
out, sign in. Just you comment about all three of those out or you delete them, whatever.
Okay.
Now, one more step. We have
Yeah.
to have a change in your middleware.
Okay.
Now, normally the change here would be that you're adding something to protect the page, right?
Yeah.
So it's going to look like something like one, you can pull the create matcher utility function that we have. That's just for helping. It's no. In the import,
Oh, okay. Yeah. 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 Okay. Up here.
pull
Okay.
out
Cool.
pull out create clerk. There you go, route matcher, and then that you create. You can create a variable,
Okay.
and that's going to be like is protected routes.
Okay.
Yes.
And then is, I don't know what Copilot threw in there,
Oh
but it looks like
yeah,
you're saying
get rid of that. That's wrong. Nice try,
Copilot's just
Copilot.
trying to, yeah, Copilot's
Yeah.
just trying to
So
lend a hand.
I would for the sake of this, I would add a forward slash to it. There we go.
Okay.
And we're gonna in the Clerk middleware, you're now going to add a callback function, and it's going to have auth and request as.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Nice try, Copilot, but again, no.
Yeah. Copilot. What are you? You're embarrassing me, Copilot. Okay. No, Copilot. Stop. Stop. All right. So yeah. What are the parameters? Because it's
Yeah,
let me
so
go over here. Options. Okay.
it's auth and request. So you just do auth and req. It's not destructured. It's just a function parameter.
Okay. Gotcha. And it's
There you go.
rec res.
It's auth and rec.
Okay.
There you go. And then yep. And then yep. And now what you could do is you could do if is protected.
Okay.
And then it's going to be, you're going to call that is protected and pass in req. No. In the if statement.
Okay. Yeah.
There you go. Okay. And then you're going to do auth function call. Yep. And then you're going to do dot protect. Nope. Function call.
Okay.
Now,
Cool.
what this is doing is you're checking to see if it's a protected route coming back from the request. And then auth has a method on it that is called protect that will automatically redirect you to wherever you're supposed to be redirected to, which is going to be checked in the environment variable.
Okay, which is our sign-in page.
Correct.
Okay, cool. Do we still need the middleware config down here?
That is a Nextjs thing. Don't.
Yeah.
Also, I don't know if that one's correct, but we'll if it doesn't work, we'll get back to that.
Yeah. No, this is basically the regex is covering. It looks like pretty much it's matching pretty much almost anything, I think.
Yeah.
But anyways.
The W plus money sign makes me a little nervous, but we're both mainly focused on the /home, so we won't have to worry about the static routes and stuff.
Okay, cool. All right, so we got this set up, and cool. All right, so we got the middleware set up. We've come here. We got rid of the signed out and the sign in. So do we need to add? Oh no, we have the custom sign in over here now, so that's why we don't need it over here.
Yeah, so that custom sign in, if you go back to that,
yeah,
we copied and pasted that from Elements, and this is a cool part. All that styling is custom, right? Because you basically have each one of these the sign in step. There's if you scroll down further, there's another element that's the clerk global error. The clerk connection is the thing that's providing the you see the Google one right there. That's providing your Google login. You can change that to like Facebook or whatever. Yeah, GitHub, exactly.
Okay, cool. And then
all those styles are coming from just Tailwind styles and stuff. And we have now, and people can dig into this. We have Clerk Elements working with Radix.
Oh,
Shad CN in particular.
Okay, that's cool.
Yeah, the Shad CN stuff is pretty neat.
Okay, cool. So we've got the custom page. We've got the middleware configured to check the protected route and redirect to the sign-in page. Anything else we need to before we fire up this baby?
No, should work. Okay. I have a working example. Worst case scenario.
Okay, cool. So let's get this running. All right. Okay.
Hey.
Cool. Side note: I don't know if Clover's an imaginary company, but I like the logo and the look. Okay. Well, somebody should register that company. Okay, so I'm gonna log in now with GitHub. Okay. Boom. Okay, cool. I don't know if it's a hydration error. What is user? Okay, it's saying the user profile component is rendering, but it is complaining about the catch-all route again. But That's
That's
maybe just
weird.
because of stuff we did before. But okay, so this is nice. So just to kind of reiterate,
Oh
we
yeah, we
pulled
probably could
in.
have cleared
What's
cookies.
that?
It might be an issue. I say it
Oh
could be
yeah,
just cookies or something. Yeah, they sometimes clash from other stuff, but
I could always just clear it just to be sure, because like we did mess around with a few things. All right,
yeah, that will
so
reset you.
cool.
Let's see if it fixes that issue.
Oh, interesting.
No, same
Like
thing.
it's not causing a rendering issue. It's just it's something about, yeah. It's mounted under a catch-all route, but all routes under slash are protected by the middleware. To
Yeah,
resolve this, ensure.
I'll look into this since it's actually working right now.
Yeah,
this
yeah, yeah.
could
No, totally.
this
I'll
could
uh,
just be it could be a
I'll take
bug.
I'll take a screenshot for you. Just
Appreciate it.
cool. Yeah, no, it's definitely working though. All right, cool. Let's close that. All right, cool. So that was pretty neat. And if we, okay, I don't have the sign out button on here right now, so I got to put that in. Because originally did
You
we? I
should be
don't
able
think
to
we ever.
scroll down on the profile.
Okay.
No, no. All right.
Is there a log out here? No. No.
Is
I
that
think we.
on the profile side?
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is something else. All right, that's fine. So
Yeah.
yeah, we could do the uh, custom custom sign out, or I can also share.
Yeah. Yeah, we could do a custom sign out. Might as well, because take a peek at the rest of the custom elements. But um,
Where did it
or
redirect you? I can't see your
right now,
URL. It's all fuzzy.
yeah, it's hard to. I unfortunately can't zoom in the URL. It's just the root. Um, so it's just slash. Um, so we could always put in like a. We could put in like the built-in sign out. There's a sign out button, I imagine.
Yep.
Okay. Is it just signed out or
It's just sign out
sign
button,
out? But yeah, okay.
and you can just put that
And
inside of the sign in section too.
okay, there we go. So we'll sign out. So okay, obviously there's some styling here, but like we're not really worried about that right now. Like the height and stuff. Like we probably just need like a height here. Like if we do class name h dash, what is it? H dash. What the hell is it? V. Yeah. DVH, is that it? I think that's it. Dynamic viewport height. Okay, no, I think it's in the actual thing. It's just like the color. Anyways, I'm not gonna worry about it right now because we don't need to worry about it right now. Okay, cool. So we have the sign out button there, but like we can do like a custom one too, like you were saying, right?
Yeah, you can. And the cool thing is it's going to be very similar to how you did sign in, right?
Okay.
Um, Generally though, with the user, like with like user profile or the sign out button that's unstyled that you just used, those
Yeah.
are what we suggest people using, because there's not, like, besides if you're going an entirely custom route for some reason with just a sign out button, for the
Yeah.
most part the unstyled sign out button is more than enough of what you need, and you can just customize that however you like
Okay.
with styling. And then on top of that, there's the user profile itself also has a sign in or sign out button at
Oh, okay.
the
Okay. I gotcha.
bottom of it. Yeah.
Okay. Yes. If we log back in here. Okay. Cool.
It's
Yeah.
not
I'm not.
showing
I'm
up
not
here for
seeing.
some reason. I don't
Yeah. Okay.
know.
Cool. Yeah. And so I guess another question I had for the elements is, so like we did the custom sign in. What other things can you do with the elements? Like do is it available for like modifying the profile page, or is that something not available right now, or is that's not planned for?
No, so you create um you can create a lot of the things that you are seeing in the other Clerk built-in components, you can create that with elements, right? So there's a lot of
Okay.
the functionality that you're looking for that's built into the various subcomponents. So you can look at like um, the list of elements that are available.
Okay. Okay. Gotcha.
Yeah, and
Okay.
figure out essentially which ones are holding the functionality that you need. We
Okay.
kind of just
Yeah.
shortcutted to we want to create a sign in page. Let's pull the sign in
Okay.
example out, right?
Okay. Okay. So yeah. Okay. See what you mean. So there's the sign up that we could do a custom, um, and then
And then
there's
there's
the
primitives.
okay. So okay. So OTP. Oh, that's nice being able to do a custom
Yeah,
OTP. I always forget what OTP stands for. Is it over
one time
the?
password.
Yeah. Thank you.
You're
Yeah.
welcome.
Cool, cool. I'll be able to sleep tonight now because I would have been like, what the heck is OTP? Um, cool,
Yeah,
cool.
it's
Yeah,
one
no,
time pass.
that's super cool. Yeah, no,
Yeah,
that's nice that you can do that here. Cool. And then
yeah.
like you were saying, yeah.
It has really nice. It has really nice transition too. Like as you use it.
Okay.
Um, so you type in some numbers, it looks real
Oh yeah,
fancy.
nice.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
nice,
Yeah. No,
smooth.
yeah. And you're also saying like you were saying,
Yep,
Shad CN support is there.
yep.
So that's pretty nice too. We use Shad CN. I think a lot of people use Shad CN now
That's
probably,
great.
but
Yeah,
yeah. And yeah, I don't know. I think it's pretty nice because there's like just a lot of stuff you can pull in that you just don't like. You could build it yourself, but it might take a little longer, and it's like just we got to ship stuff. Like I don't really feel like making a custom carousel right now. Kind of thing. So yeah. Okay. Cool. Cool. Okay. No, this is awesome. So, I don't know what you wanted to look at next or what you wanted to discuss, or I know we're not going to touch so much on workflows today because you said that's like a whole not can of worms, but it's just it's more involved and it would probably literally be a completely separate stream. But
yeah, yeah. Custom flows is like if you look at the amount of work that it would have taken to go from like the built-in components, which was like 4 components, right?
yeah,
There's like 4 lines of code or 8 lines of code total, and
yeah,
you had auth and user profile and all that. If that weird catch-all thing didn't keep popping up, the
okay, yeah,
the thing is with elements you saw like okay, there's a little bit more involved here. We're adding these subcomponents and you have to do some stuff besides the default middleware. You can't just like
yeah,
you have to actually add a couple things in the middleware. Um, you had to add some environment variables for that.
okay,
With custom flows, there's more stuff you got to do. You got to do a lot more controlling your routes inside of middleware. There's you have to write a lot more hooks logic, and you're building out basically components from scratch, kind of
yeah,
um, utilizing Clerk APIs for just doing the user management and session management and other things like that. So you're not having to worry about like refreshing the cookie and all these other
okay, okay,
aspects.
okay,
You're,
gotcha.
you're 100% at that point uh, are using your own custom UI stuff.
Okay, okay, gotcha, gotcha. Okay, cool, cool, cool. Um, awesome. So, let's see what else here. Yeah, I definitely just want to take a peek again at the custom component we built there just to see all the stuff that's in there. But this is definitely a big win to just be able to style it yourself. But okay, so we got the root, the step, and then what else?
The
Let's see the global
SVGs
error.
make it look bigger than it
Okay.
actually is. Like the component's not that big. It's really just the
Yeah.
SVG paths that are doing
Okay.
that.
I could take that out and see here.
Oh, you'll lose that one. I think is the G. Yeah, you lost
Yeah.
a G, and then the
Yeah.
other one is the that image of like yeah that.
Okay. That's pretty cool. I like that image. Whoever designed it, that's pretty cool. Anyways, bro, Nif, it's interesting. I don't normally get people on Twitter commenting, but there's been a few people there. So, Bro Nifty was talking about that route name convention for Next.js, which is pretty interesting. I'm still trying to understand what is the double square bracket mean. Like, I know, like when you have like when you're using like dynamic paths where you would just like have a single square bracket and like ID or something if you're loading like blog posts, but what is the double uh square brackets in Next.js app router mean? I can't remember.
It's basically just like saying anything in this route other than
Okay.
params, or other than like query params, everything in this route uh
Okay.
is going to get caught, right? So the dot 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 and the double square brackets is basically just saying everything in the URL. So it doesn't matter how long the URL is.
Okay. Okay.
It's
Okay.
just
Gotcha.
because the reason for that is when you do say you come back from the Google or GitHub auth,
Yeah.
your route is going to be super huge.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, because it's coming back with a bunch of this like SSO or not SSO, but like OAuth
OAuth callbacks and
yeah, stuff
whatever
that
else.
they throw in the URL for context and state.
Okay. Okay. Gotcha. Gotcha. Okay. Cool. 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 Um. Awesome. Let me just close the side here. I don't. Is there anything else you wanted to take a peek at right now, or that you wanted to discuss? We can definitely go on
Oh,
a tangent too if if not.
yeah,
But
no, I'm down
uh,
for a tangent. The other thing that's new that people are pretty stoked about is passkeys. So if you're
okay.
somebody who cares about passkeys, definitely go check that out.
Okay.
Um, yeah,
Okay. Yeah. Is this the
that
best place to
that's
send them
more of
to?
a yeah. This is more of a reference API that you found,
Oh, okay. Okay.
reference
Is there
doc.
is there somewhere on the site in the docs to just that talks about passkeys in general, or is that the best place to send people to right now?
They can. I'm pretty sure there was like a blog release. Oh, I just
Okay.
turned my computer on again.
Let's see.
Um,
Passkey clerk. Let's see. Okay. Yeah. Build a custom flow using passkeys.
there it is.
Okay. Cool. I'll drop that in the chat.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah, I've been using passkeys mainly. It's been mainly in GitHub, um, and then aside from that, where else have I been using it? Not too many places. I have it set up on my Google account, but it sometimes because it's not supported on all the browsers. Like if you log in with like a web view, like say you're in like Twitter or something, I think it'll say like, oh, passkeys not supported or whatever. But it is kind of nice. It's pretty much how I log in with GitHub right now,
Yeah,
and it's pretty nice experience. But
yeah. I think passkeys are a good. Um, I think they're a good step in the authentication world. I don't know if you know this. The history of passwords is kind of hilarious.
okay,
How authentication started off was essentially back in universities. Okay, um, time on like the time on machines was very much scheduled,
okay,
and let's just say that sometimes people wanted a little bit more compute time
yeah,
on their computer the size of a entire auditorium.
yeah,
And so what ended up happening was somebody came up with the idea of just like creating uh passwords where it's
okay,
like, okay, you have to sign in with whatever your professor credentials are and a password that you chose, and
yeah,
don't
yeah,
share it with somebody or they're going to be able to steal your compute time on the
yeah,
university's computer. um it hasn't changed a whole lot since then, and that
Hmm.
was a long time ago.
Yeah, it's definitely. I used to work at McAfee, the security company. I used to work on
Hmm.
I worked on the password browser extension, kind of like 1Password, except it was called TrueKey,
Yeah.
and it was around the time where like people started introducing biometrics, like face or like
Mm.
fingerprint and stuff, and it's like it's the thing with security is you know, I'm definitely not a security expert, but I think the challenge always has been like we need things super secure, but I also want it to be easy to use, and those things are kind of at odds.
They're very
Like,
much at odds.
like, okay, here's your secure password. It's 100 characters. Now go type it in. Son of a, like,
Yeah.
so
Yep.
it's definitely an interesting space to be in, I think.
Yes, I agree 100%. The thing is your comment where security and user experience are kind of at odds. They are, and striking a balance, um, where we are super confident that somebody is secure, but we can still provide really good DX is also a huge internal clerk philosophy where
Okay.
you want everybody to be as secure as possible. You want
Hmm.
we want your data to be secure. We want to make sure that we want to make sure that you make sure your users' data is secure, right?
Yeah.
Like
No, totally.
it's something that I know the founders really care about, and I know that a lot of the engineers and stuff are passionate about as well. Is not just like the best possible DX, but the best possible
Hmm.
DX, the best possible security.
Yeah, and it's definitely a tough thing. So like, hats off to your team for working on that problem. It's yeah, it's and I don't know. It's like I'm sure you have family members too, but it's like I've kind of given up on my parents for like, I set them up with a password manager, but they still got like a post-it on their computer screen, and it's like,
I I don't fault people, especially at home, if they have post-its and stuff, like especially old school. But this is the thing. I got my parents set up on MFA.
yeah,
So that if you can get your parents or any elderly that um, if you can get them set up with MFA on as much stuff as possible, that is a
yeah,
huge win, and it's a giant middle finger to tons of scammers. So
oh yeah, totally.
strong like encouragement to go do that.
Yeah, no, yeah, and the MFA definitely makes sense. The multi-factor authentication. It's just like I don't know. My mom at least just gets super stressed out about computers. It's like she's like, I
Yeah.
lost my password. Can you help me? And it's so like basically I make sure I have backups of her stuff now. So because like if I need to help her, it's like I'm basically completely useless if I don't even know what any of her passwords are. So it's like so it's anyways, it's tough, but it is true like because like I occasionally will I don't get scammed that much like in terms of scam like texts or emails, but when they
Mhm.
do happen, like I'll see like somebody tried to log into your Google account from Wichita, and it's like but they couldn't get in because I have like multi-factor authentication, and like whenever I see something like that happen I just reset a password. But I guess that's kind of the interesting thing too, where passkeys come into play, because it's like on the device itself. From what I understand, I don't completely understand it, but I think it's like per device. So like my passkey for like GitHub, if I log in on my work computer, the passkey's stored on my computer. I think that's how it works. Or
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, it's similar to other hardware MFA where you have like the YubiKeys keys and stuff
okay,
where
yeah,
it's
yeah, I got one of those.
it's just on that YubiKey key. There's nowhere else in the
Okay, yeah,
world that will work. Just that
yeah,
one. Um it very much is similar where it's like, yeah, the pass keys are very device specific.
yeah. And Bro Nifty, hey, thanks for saying hey on Twitter there, Bro Nifty, because it's one of the, I think it's like the second time I'm actually getting people on Twitter responding. But Bro Nifty's saying passware is your hardware giving an okay to the SaaS.
That's funny.
So yeah, cool,
Yeah,
cool.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. And it's one of those things too, where as long as you're not doing something too crazy on your device, like there's tons of things
yeah,
that can be used to help with like the encryption and stuff. Like you have your MAC address is supposed to be hyper unique for each device, right?
yeah,
And that's not like Mac is in your uh,
yeah, yeah,
Mac computer for those that are like, oh, Mac device, you have all that money. No, every device has a thing called a MAC address, and it's basically it's the manufacturing ID.
hmm,
Yeah, and that's supposed to be unique for every device. So that's like one of those things that you could use as well as part of encryption and whatnot.
yeah. No, it's definitely an interesting space, and it's always changing too. Like, cause like it's kind of like I don't know. I kind of equate it to it's not exactly the same thing, but like all the people using drugs in enhancing drugs in sports, it's like the
Oh
internet
yeah,
of things that it's I feel like
yeah.
it's a similar thing. Like 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 I think it's kind of inevitable at some point people like will be able to crack certain things, but
No, no,
then
no. Yeah, you're talking about the classic arms race.
yeah, yeah,
It's a
exactly, yeah,
classic
yeah,
arms race paradigm, and the fact of the matter is that paradigm is absolutely true. Um, there is a already people are working on protecting current encryption and current uh, um, encryption, decryption algorithms and stuff like that
yeah,
against quantum computing because it's inevitable. We don't know
mm-hmm.
when, but it's inevitable, and we know that quantum computing will be uh, incredibly gnarly
Yeah,
for encryption. So yeah, it's certainly one of those things that is an arms race, and it's
yeah.
one of them has to be ahead at one point or another.
Yeah, and like I think the thing that's interesting is like in earlier days when like a password would be encrypted and stuff, it would be like yes, you could decrypt this password if you, I don't know, like say you got the salt or whatever, but the thing is like with the speed of computers and the power of the computers back in those days, it's like you could, but it might take you like 20 years, but like nowadays the computers just keep getting faster and faster too, so there's that too. So, and like to your point about the quantum computing, so like um and Charles is just saying in the chat, there will be a point. Need to get on QRSA 256. I don't, is that a, oh, Quantum
It's
RSA
quantum
256.
RSA. Yeah,
Okay.
it's basically like one of those like early day encryption methods that are
Okay.
supposed to be quantum proofed, but the
Okay.
thing is we don't have quantum computing to test it against like real
Yeah,
quantum computing.
exactly.
We have we have stuff that's getting close, and
Yeah.
that's why everybody's like, oh crap, we got to do something.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. A good old looks good to me is probably not going to cut it. So,
No,
cool,
no,
cool, cool.
I would like my banks to remain secure.
Yeah, exactly. That's a whole other thing. Banks, like sometimes
Mm,
I don't know. I feel like banks are kind of like a little in the past in terms of like security. Like I'm still amazed. Like I typically don't go to a bank teller because like I can do everything online, but there's some things sometimes where it's just like they'll tell you online, no, you can't do this. You have to go to a teller, and then I go, and it's like I feel like there's still a social engineering aspect in banking where like people, because like, hey, I punch in my PIN and then I say I'm me, and then like they're there, okay,
there's a
like,
social engineering aspect to everything. I'm just gonna throw that
yeah,
out there.
yeah, yeah,
You can
no, no,
social
for sure,
engineer anything.
yeah,
Um,
yeah,
the yeah, the thing about banks is I find them super interesting from a technical standpoint because you have these very brick and mortar uh origin, like original brick and mortar banks that have been around
Yeah.
for like hundreds of years at this point.
Yeah.
Um,
Totally.
uh, and the thing is like back in the day, like 1880, 1890 or something, right? You go walk into a bank and be like, I want to see the ledger. I want to see the ledger with all my transactions.
Yeah.
If you walk into the bank now like that, they're just like, go online.
Yeah. 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 No. No. Totally. I think it. I'm glad you said that because like the thing is, like I said, I normally don't go to a physical bank because I almost never need to. But
Yeah.
anytime I go there, and this is like a generational thing, but like there's a lot of old people that still go to the bank, obviously, because they're either not well versed with using online banking or whatever, and it's
Or they
like,
don't trust it. That's another one.
yeah. But I feel bad because at some point I feel like, you know, the actual teller might no longer exist at some point in the future, and it's like if these people aren't
It's like a
able
robot.
to, yeah, yeah, I don't know, yeah, robot, but like it's like I
Chat
see people.
GPT or bank GPT
Yeah,
robot
thanks.
just standing there, just like, how can I help you?
Yeah, 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 and talks like that too. Oh, yeah. Well, let's see what we can do here for you.
This
Yeah, I don't know why I feel like talking like that now,
is a
but yeah,
transatlantic accent. That's why.
but yeah, no, it's just like I like I was at a bank recently because I had to do a wire transfer and it was a larger amount, so I couldn't do it online. Uh, but there was like old people there, like senior citizens, octogenarians, and they're literally just trying to pay like a phone bill or something, and I'm like, oh man, I would be like. There's no way I'm ever going to a bank and paying a bill like that. Like, but it's like for some people that's just I don't know. It still has to be accessible, I guess, but it's like I don't know. I don't really know what my point is here, but it's just kind of tough seeing that happening still. But yeah.
Yeah,
Anyways.
technology is interesting because there's certainly, and maybe this is your point. There's certainly juxtapositions everywhere where you have the uh, the obvious progress of technology is incredibly rapid. It's way faster than the progress of culture. Right, culture
Yeah.
and society move incredibly slow. The thing is most institutions move the speed of culture and society,
Hmm.
and therefore, you have an example of things like banks, which are institutions who are trying to keep up with the speed of technology, but they also they basically move at the speed of society and culture. And every time you go
Yeah.
into a brick and mortar bank, you're seeing that juxtaposition.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's yeah, stuff like that. Or like I can think of other examples. Like I know I don't always go to New England, but it's those are the like the states close to Montreal, and like we have chips on our cards and stuff, but like there's a lot of places like if you go into like a big store you can definitely tap your card, but like I remember going like even a couple of years ago, just a
Oh
lot of
yeah,
the
mom and pop
restaurants,
shops.
they would take the card. They would literally like still be doing that. Thank God there wasn't anybody with, I don't know if you ever had to do the carbon copy like
Oh no, I was
um
about to say no. You got to get the mom and pop shops where they take your card and
yeah.
they put it on this
Yeah.
slab and they go shink.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's like, what are you doing? But it's yeah.
Oh yeah.
Anyways, cool, cool, cool. Awesome.
I've been in the mom and pop. You got to remember, I grew up on an island out in the middle of the ocean.
Oh, that's true. I forgot. I didn't realize you grew up there. I knew you'd lived there for quite a while, but I didn't realize you grew up there. No, that's cool.
Yep. Grew up in Hawaii. Thing about Hawaii is it is unironically and literally like 10 years behind
Okay.
like the mainland in a lot of ways. Usually in like trends, culture, societal things that are um, just like what's popular or how people are doing things. So
Okay.
it's cool in that sense. Whereas like we also get like a lot of Asian influence before the rest of the mainland. So
Okay.
there was like a lot of cosplaying conferences and
Oh,
uh,
interesting.
stuff like that on the islands before they were super popular on the mainland.
Oh, that's super cool. Yeah, nice, man. Yeah, I've been to Hawaii once. We had an offsite there a couple years ago, and it was definitely beautiful. But still feel pretty bad. I know they had the terrible wreckage there, like the bad storms. Was it a year and a half ago? Year?
Yeah, you talk about the fires. Yeah.
Oh, it's the fires.
Um,
Sorry, not storms. Not storms. Sorry.
yeah. Well, they were caused by storm. Part of the reason that they happened was because of the storms. But um, yeah, basically all of historic Lahaina burned down. Um, so the whole town got ravaged, and
Yeah.
it was just a massive catastrophe. I mean, I like to tell people this because I hate the news and the way that
Mm-hmm.
they portrayed this. And that was, oh my god, I keep hitting that keyboard. It just pops my computer on. Um, they they like to say that there was only like around 100 deaths, and
Okay.
the thing is there's like over 800, 900 plus people that are missing, and I'm like, it's a fucking island. If they're missing after a few days, they're not missing. They're gone.
Okay.
Um, and so I hated how the news was portraying that. It downplayed how truly catastrophic it was. Um, yeah, I have a lot of friends that I grew up with in high school that are missing. So
Oh shit. Sorry, man.
I appreciate
Didn't
that.
didn't didn't mean to kind of bring down things here, but
No, no, no. It stings, but it's been a while, and it's um, unfortunately not the only type of experience I've had. I was also served in the military. It's not new to me, but it was new to a lot of other people having that kind of
okay, okay.
experience. And so, um, yeah, it was a rough one. I think the most important part of it though is the culture on the islands is also a lot different. Where you have things like the aloha spirit, quote unquote,
Mm-hmm.
because like they kind of sell that as a tourist thing as well. But the aloha spirit is a real thing there. It is a real thing where
Mm-hmm.
you have like this like idea of community and family, which is probably why I
Yeah.
care so much about those things. Community is huge on the islands, right? It's a huge islanders and indigenous island cultures are huge on the community thing, and so that's what I grew up around, and that matters in those type of situations. You see it really come to the surface,
Mm-hmm.
where everybody's supporting each other, everybody's helping each other. Um, it doesn't matter who everybody is just helping one another out. It's a beautiful thing. So
Yeah.
there's always that silver lining around that as well.
Cool, cool. Well, I appreciate you bringing back some joy into our conversation because I felt like I kind of killed it there, but yeah,
I've been doing the hosting the spaces long enough that I'm able to bring it to complete dread and completely back up.
yeah, yeah.
The
All
skill.
ups and downs. Cool, cool. Well, with that, my man, it's we hit the hour and a half mark there, which is I don't know, I think a good place to stop. Just
Yeah,
want to say again, like definitely appreciate you taking the time to hang with me today, man. I know we definitely hung out online quite a bit, but it's good to just have a good long chat with you today. And yeah,
absolutely.
I'm excited for all the new stuff that Clerk's been doing. The element stuff looks really cool, and that's awesome that there's passkey support it's in flight, or it's already in beta, or it's already available. I
No,
missed that
I
part.
mean, you saw the guide there. You could go check it out.
Okay, okay, yeah. So it's all ready to go. Cool, cool, cool. Awesome. Let's see what else. No more questions in the chat. All right. Yeah, I think we're good to wrap up here, man. And yeah, thanks everybody for checking out the stream today. Also, thanks for all the folks chatting on Twitter, which is not something that usually happens on these, which is a good thing. Just pretty surprised. So awesome. Thanks for that. And we'll see you all on Monday. Gonna be hanging out with Brandon Minnick. He's a developer advocate at AWS. We're gonna be digging into .NET, which I used to do a lot of .NET, but I haven't done any .NET since 2016, so a lot has changed. So looking
That's a
forward
minute.
to diving into that. And yeah, just thanks again, everybody. And Jacob, if you don't mind just staying on for 1 sec, and everybody else, we'll see you next week.